Welcome, everyone, to Bear Football. My name is Aldo Gandia, and I'm filling in for John Buffone, who is out in Western Pennsylvania somewhere hunting, I believe, and I hope he's having a good time. I know neither of my two co-hosts are having a good time, and I know nobody in the chat is having a good time because we have officially gotten into the Nagy-Trestman era of this football team, of this regime. And so what's left is to figure out how to expedite the removal of the current regime. And I'm talking about primarily the head coach because I'm not giving up on Ryan Poles. We'll see what people are saying in the chat. But we are definitely in DEFCON 5 or whatever the saying is. We are in trouble. Coach T, I want to start with you. What was your evaluation of the first half performance of the Chicago Bears?
Yeah, I said prior to the game in my pregame tweet, right, for keys to the game, the only real opportunity for success is us to get under center, run the ball, right, and keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. It just didn't happen. We refused to run the ball from under center. The short game is non-existent, and it's hurting us, right? Our offense is bipolar. At least we had the screen game as a short game before, but now it's just all deep passes, anything 10 yards and above. And we just don't have the O-line to keep up with that. The short game is non-existent, and it's hurting this offense because those are easy completions. So I'll keep it short and stop with that.
Danny, I'll put you in center stage. What are your thoughts, brother?
You said it first, earlier. The Trestman era was horrible. I think we're kind of reliving that here with Eberflus. It's a joke. I mean, we've been saying it. I agree with Coach T in terms of keep the ball, run the football. There were a couple of pretty good runs with Herbert. Justin had a couple of scrambles there. Got a couple first downs, and it just seems like after that they kind of give up on it real quickly for whatever reason. Defensively, it's a joke. The defense sucks. It's horrible. Eberflus is so freaking dug into the scheme. He's not gonna bring any blitz. I think I counted, unless I'm wrong, Coach T or somebody out there in the chat, I only counted one blitz, and that was on a 3rd and 7, in which they forced an incompletion, and they ended up with that first field goal. So he's dug into this stupid scheme that sucks, that everyone knows how to beat. Even the announcers, the national announcers, are saying you need to change things up. You need to stop just playing zone and bring some pressure. But you know what? He's dug in, and it's a horrible coaching staff. It's for me, the worst part about all this, guys, is we have 14 more weeks of watching this monkey trying to work this staff and trying to coach his team. And you look at that shot, that sidelines on the Bears, the defense, the whole team, the defense, offense, their shoulders are down, they're shrugged, they've lost hope. I mean, this team is, if they're not there, they're pretty there in terms of quitting on them. I mean, I think next week, if they get beat up or blown out at Soldier Field by the Broncos, who gave up 70 points today, I mean, I don't know how do you rebound from that. So it's a joke. The coaching staff's a joke. This game's a joke. This game is over. I don't even know. The only thing I'm looking for is seeing if they can get something going on offense. DJ Moore on that corner route stopped for whatever reason. Didn't continue. If he continued, could possibly make a completion there. Drops a beautiful throwing ball into his lap on that down the sideline there right before the end of the half. Claypool goes up and 6'4", 6'5", 200+ pound receiver, and doesn't able to catch a jump ball, opportunity. So the guys behind him, Khalil Herbert, fumbles an opportune time when you're already backed up and you're trying to get something going here. It's a joke. It's bad. It's horrible. We are a national laughingstock. This organization is a national laughingstock. I don't know how you rebound from this, but hey, we got 14 more games, guys.
Coach T, how do you respond to people like Vince saying enough of Justin Fields, no more? What are your thoughts?
It's just too much stuff going on to just prescribe. Like you have to see what's going on there holistically, right? If you have the graphic, I'll throw it up. That what I'm saying. We're not the offense has no cadence to it, right? There's no flow to it. And I've been saying this part for 2 years. So if you see the graphic, right, and this is not all the route concepts, but you'll see route concepts 1 through 6 are missing from Luke Getsy's playbook. The easy comebacks, I never thought that I would miss Nagy's curls concepts in my life, but they're missing. The easy gimme plays, and if you look at Kansas City offense, you see they don't have a bunch of big plays, right? What you see is they're hitting on some of these shorter concepts, and it's just non-existent in his past game, and that's what hurts the offense and keeps it off time. And you got to matriculate the ball down the field. We dropped the deep ball, but those are low percentage passes in football anyway, right? You have to catch those balls, but you have to understand those are low percentage passes. The percentage increase, the likelihood of catching the ball increases as you come back towards the line of scrimmage. So Luke Getsy, it's still on Luke Getsy. To me, we don't have competent football. Yes, Justin has to play better, but I wouldn't be confident going out there playing with this coaching staff at all.
I gotta jump in here. Somebody in the chat room said that Coach T is being dishonest with his assessment, and Coach T is not going to come on here and be dishonest. He is talking from years and years of coaching, of following this game, of studying this game. You may disagree with him, and you have every right to, but he's not going to come on here and be dishonest. So please don't go there with any of the people. I don't associate with myself, and certainly would not put onto this network anyone that I thought was being dishonest. I don't agree with some of the things that are shared here, but let's not go in there. I know that we're all upset, but let's not make things worse by making accusations. Danny, your thoughts about Justin Fields?
Well, I mean, again, like Coach, you kind of hit on there is no flow to the offense, and this is something where I thought they're going to come out, they're going to utilize the running backs, the 3 or 2 running back committee, and utilize Justin part of it. We saw, I think, 1 or 2 design runs. We saw Justin kind of break free from the pocket there and make a couple plays with his legs, and all right. So, but then there's a couple first downs, but again, there's just no flow, no rhyme or reason to the offense, and this is what we were talking about with back to Nagy, where we said, he's just pulling plays from the playbook. He doesn't use one play to set up another play. And it's just like he's going through a bunch of plays and says, all right, let's play this one, hit this one. You got to get a flow, you got to get a rhythm, you got to get the players on offense, feeling confident, getting in a rhythm. It's for me, like, the offensive line, I think so far has looked okay. I thought it was going to be worse than before. Obviously, Darnell Wright got beat badly with that sack by Chris Jones, but for the most part, Justin's been getting rid of the football. I think there was one sack he took, but I think there was actually no way to get rid of the ball. But again, just the offense is clunky. There's no rhythm. Defense can't stop anybody. It's a complete disaster.
Yeah. I couldn't put it any better. This is a complete disaster. And I hesitated here because I'm trying to pull up the graphic that I built with the total offensive yards at halftime. It's the Chiefs 312 and the Bears 85. What, Coach, you've been coaching for many years. What goes on with the team when Gary says here that the offense has given up, and it even appeared on that last touchdown by the Chiefs that the Bears defense has given up. It's almost like an avalanche. There's a snowball coming down and it just gets bigger and bigger as it goes down. What can a coaching staff do to prevent that from getting even worse in the second half, and for the Chiefs to not put up another 30+ points in the second half?
I don't think we can assure our audience that won't happen, because it's a partnership between players and coaches, right? The players have to trust that the coaches are putting them in position to make plays, and vice versa, right? So there's a relationship, and regardless of what happens, you go into that huddle, and I promise you, we can't see it on film, but there's eyes rolling. There's eyes rolling when the play comes in. And guys are like, oh, my God. And I want to get to this, right, to address some of the comments, right? Here's how offensive football works, right, in general. Everything looks the same formation-wise, but you have 1,000 different outcomes. That's how you call plays, right? Our wide receivers, even if we can't catch the ball, why aren't our wide receivers carrying the ball on some quick jet motions just to get them a feel, get them in the game? DJ Moore is built like a running back. So why not just get the ball in his hand, get him a feel for the game? Because guess what? That's going to help you make that long distance catch down the field, right? There's so many ways to see the ball, get the ball in the hands of your playmakers, but we don't see the variety. We don't see the creativity from the offensive coordinator. And again, you know what I'm saying? It's like my teenage son playing Madden. You know what I'm saying? You're just picking plays. You might as well put a blindfold on and, you know what I'm saying, just pick a play and just run it, because there's no rhyme or reason. Competent football, we don't see it out there offensively.
This is what happens when you hire first-time play callers who haven't done this on a professional basis, and it's a repeat. It's a rinse and repeat with this organization. First-time GM, first-time head coach, first-time play callers. We keep going through this over and over and over again. I just don't know if we'll ever learn our lesson here and get some competent people here to run the football part of this this team. And I just don't know what's going to happen. So,
Danny, down by this big a margin, would you consider maybe benching Justin Fields in the second half and not putting him out there with a patched up offensive line? And you can't put Tyson Bagent in there because he's the emergency quarterback, but would you get him out of harm's way and let Peterman play the second half? Why not?
No, I just let him in there. You got to build some sort of positive momentum. You got to get something here going where, maybe you get a couple scores here and there. Now, if it's 49 or 50 by end of the third quarter, and you don't want to just keep dropping back and getting Justin just getting annihilated, then I would go ahead and maybe put in Peterman then and just kind of finish this game off. But until then, you got to build something. You can't show your team you've quit already in the third quarter. Even though you all know they're not going to win this game, but you just as a coaching staff, you cannot just say, all right, guys, let's pack it up. Let's go away. We'll come back next week and get them next week. You can't do that. So you got to put Justin out there. He might take some hits, might take some lumps, but build some momentum, get some plays going where the receivers and him get on the same page. You'll see some big plays here. Whether it's him running the ball or throwing it downfield and making some plays. You got to keep going there. Now, like I said, if it gets out of hand by the end of the third quarter, and now the Chiefs are just teeing off on him, then you want to take him on and then kind of save him for not make sure he doesn't get hurt. Then you can do that, but I would not pull him right now. No.
Coach T, you got a thought there or a final thought you want to share with us?
I think Luke needs the reps just as much as Justin do. So they need to maximize the live game reps, and Luke needs to find. Hopefully, he'll find something in this second half that he'll say, okay. But Danny made a great point. First time play caller, and our fans overlook that. They don't understand the responsibility of an offensive coordinator to do the installs, the total install of the offense to make sure there's continuity. We got a penalty coming out of a touchback. Right, that's on the offensive coordinator. Right, it's your job to coordinate the entire offense. So he needs as much time as he can, time on task to try and straighten this thing out.
That's a great point there, because we although you and I talked about it before it came on camera, it was like, all right, it's coming out of a timeout, you get a delay game. Where is the head coach? Why isn't he calling a timeout? Where is the offensive coordinator? Why isn't he calling a timeout instead of allowing your offense to get penalized and go back 5 yards? I've seen other teams head coaches call timeouts. Why can't Eberflus do that? Well, I don't get it. Like, it's just it's not a professional coaching staff, in my opinion.
All right, they're kicking off for the start of the second half. And by the way, thank you, Laz. He corrected me. Bagent would be available, but that would mean that Peterson cannot play the rest of the game. So here we go. We're going to watch the second half, and we'll be back here to thoroughly discuss the abomination in Kansas City. Take care, everybody.